might die! Ooh, right, testy, yep, sounding good. Here we are, bit of a fucking zip.
Do you realise you say zip and not zip?
Yeah.
Like ZIP.
Yeah.
You mean that one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Zip. Fuck that off. Let's go for a 3, 2, 1. Currently recording, and here we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Back to another episode. Yeah.
My Die podcast. Let's go with, what is it? It's episode 2. Second one. We're here. We're now.
As you can see, we're in a bit of a different place.
Well, if you can say, maybe they're listening. Only the patrons can see, and that's a little,
Well, that's a bit of an incentive if you want to see it. Go on.
You can see me drinking a bloody smoothie.
Join up.
Anyway, here we are. Where do we start? Schmidto, what do you know? Oh, anyway, we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Shamus Bourget. Who are you?
I'm Matt Bloody Smith.
Righto. And we're, like we said, sitting in a new little setup that we've done that
Quite comfortable.
I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, I think I dig it. I'm digging it. I'm digging
How
it.
good's our fucking boxing ref? Ding ding.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm about to punch on.
I give you high props for this idea, Schmidto. We fucking struggled hard for a while there trying to sort these mic stands and stuff out. But we ended up just hanging them from the roof, and it is killer. Can't complain, to be honest. I'm into it.
So I guess last time we spoke about us introducing episode 1, all that. And then the main thing people wanted to hear on the second one was things on mental health, just basically, everything mental health based.
Yep.
All
that's what I sort of
points under that.
I got a few questions being, it can be sometimes hard to find the right spot on this mic when you do move around a bit, but we'll get there.
Yeah. Teething problems, people deal with.
That's all right. Got anything motivational for us blokes stuck in a hole? We might as well just start there. Yes, of course we do.
Mate.
First things first, I guess you've got to realise what hole you're in. Me dog's sitting in front of us. It's a bit chilly. Come sit down. Carby, come here. You're just going to be awkward on the podcast, are you?
You're a tripper, mate.
You're an awkward dog. Come here. Come on. It's not even that cold, you big sook. Come on, get up here. Hey. Oh, you're a fucking annoying little cunt, you are. Anyway. We're here. Don't worry about him. All right. Got any motivational for us blokes stuck in a hole?
Yeah, definitely. Just, I guess, like Borg said at the start, depending on what hole you're stuck in as such, but any hole you're in is a bad hole. So just the whole, I guess to begin with, is keeping positive and understanding that you are stuck in a rut, or, basically if you... What are you doing, man? You're very distracting right now. Yeah, sorry, people. We're gonna actually talk about this. We had dog issues, and he was just fucking all up in my shit, and he just sits under me staring, fucking shaking like it's freezing cold, and I'm starting to sweat up in here. I'm fucking just about to say.
He's just a little tripper. He just wants attention. But anyway, we're here. Let's get this ball rolling. How do we get out of this? Well, firstly, I think the biggest thing is to work out why you're in a rut. What put you in that rut? Why are you in a rut? And obviously, it's very easy to get in a rut.
And stay there.
Consume yourself within the rut and only focus on the rut when there's still a jump in front of you. Get the fuckers, keep powering out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess as well, probably the best way to talk about it is going off personal dealios that we've been stuck in our own ruts, because we could chase our own tail around talking about.
Yeah, give examples.
In general, we need to kind of give an example. So I guess I've been in one. I know you've been in
plenty.
Plenty. We've all been in plenty, I guess. So the way we tackle it, I guess, the way I tackle things, which I recently did and come out of, is knowing there's a problem at hand to begin with. Understanding you have to deal with that problem. Whether you're going to deal with it then and there, probably different story. But just understanding it is the first big tick in a box, I guess. And then understanding that, wanting to do something with that, like getting yourself out of it, fixing the problem.
I guess you've got to want to get out the fucking rut. That's the biggest thing. People just they just don't, it's, what's the word to describe it? Like, you just sort of, you get stuck in it. You're surrounded by it that much, the rut becomes that fucking deep that it's almost like, I'm here, I'll just deal with it.
It becomes bigger than the reason you're in the rut becomes bigger than the reason.
Yeah.
And therefore you get stuck.
You're surrounded by it.
There's no, it's like, why am I stuck? That's why you're stuck. Because, to get out of that is going to be a big job. So understanding it first is, definitely one of the big points. And then once you're sitting okay with that, I guess it's probably pretty hard to do so. Then taking next steps, talking to people about it.
But that's a big,
acting,
yeah,
being active in a very easy time in your life to be unactive, because everything you do probably seems like it's going against you or
won't work,
is too hard. And obviously when you're in these times and positions, don't be trying to do too much at once. Really take your time with understanding the situation and the problem at hand.
Focus on what your actual task is and get that done.
You can get so lost in trying to get out of these ruts or fix a problem. So small little steps and understanding everything about yourself and the problems you're dealing with. So I guess it's a situation and it's something we can talk on, and there's so many different sorts. Like,
it depends what rut you're in.
That's exactly right. Speaking from personals, I guess we've hit our personal ruts and we've accomplished getting out of them, but everyone else is in such a different.
They're different ruts,
and I guess we can talk on an overall, and that's what we kind of will be doing. But it's going to be hard for us to pinpoint exactly every point that people are looking for, and by all means, we ain't going to have a fucking magic answer. We don't have it. There is not.
We can try and point you to the right direction.
That's right. Like there isn't a magic answer. Shit.
The truth is, if you want to get super deep, if you want the answer, it's in you. Like, you have your own answer to everything. Like, we can give you the little bit of the signs, and we can help you down the way, and point you in the right direction. But at the end of the day, the true answer is within yourself, and you've got to continually ask yourself these questions. Like,
definitely
look so deep within yourselves. Stop. I think the biggest thing is, like, going on what people think and being stuck in habits, and habits that are socially okay, but they might not be. Like, I'll be the first one to say, I think drinking is fucking huge. Drinking will put you in it will put you in a rut. If you want to get out of a rut, if you're a drinker, that's probably half the reason you're in a fucking rut, because it just
suppressing.
Oh man, and it's a fucking cycle. Like,
it's way easier to come back home after work the next night and pick up a beer rather than fucking sort the problem out, so you don't pick the beer up to begin with.
Exactly. Like, it's and all these things. You've got all sorts of fucking drugs that are just, they're dampeners. They soften everything up. They let everything just sort of go, you know what? I don't have problems. I'm good. Life's fucking fine.
You don't feel anything.
Where truth is, life isn't fucking fine, and even like it can be and it will be, but you've just.
You're not gonna get ahead if you're lying to yourself and saying that life's okay when it's not, and you're just putting a band-aid on it by drinking a fucking beer or putting a pill.
Keyword there, lying will get you nowhere. So if you feel the need to bullshit to people to somehow sit up to some level, then that's why you have a fucking you're in that rut, because you're trying to keep up with that fucking the Joneses next door, and the truth is, you don't even fucking care about that shit. You just want to be the cool kid that's fucking. And that's where you've got to be like, I don't give a fuck what people think. I don't care what they're doing. I'm worried about what I'm doing and what I love, and that's all that fucking matters. As soon as you start getting tangled into what everyone else is fucking doing, you're fucked. You'll get caught in their bullshit.
Definitely. And I think a good place to roll on from that is just in any situation in what we're talking about, shit situations, is stigma.
Yeah.
Stigma and people not talking about it. That's the biggest thing.
Blowing things up.
Understanding and talking about it.
Yep.
They are two big points and keys that are probably the biggest that are going to
Fucking
help you.
communication.
That are going to help you
Huge.
in any of these shitty situations. Like, yeah, stigma. It's huge in the shit that I just come out of. No one wants to talk about the bad situations they are in or feeling or living, all that. And I understand that.
They don't want to admit it either.
100%. And it's hard to admit, man.
Yep.
Like, no wonder there was 10 years of me being on drugs because I knew it in myself and I could tell myself to myself, but I would never, ever
Say it
let
to
that
anyone
guard
else.
down and say it to someone else until the end fucking couple of years.
Yep.
And that is a really, 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 really hard fucking thing to come out and say, yeah, look, guys, you've been telling me for 8 years I've got fucking problems. I need to get off this. I need to do that. Go to rehab, all that shit. Here I am telling you, use it right. And let's go and fix the problem.
That's
and
a huge
that
thing.
is fucking probably
Admitting
the
you
biggest
were
thing.
wrong.
Yeah. Probably not even that you're wrong, that you've got a problem, man. Admitting there's the problem at hand and dealing with it. They're the two hardest fucking thing. Admitting and then doing.
Yep. Because it's so easy to blame.
Yeah, and you've probably hidden behind your bullshit for so long because you either enjoyed it or you didn't want the people to understand or know
what you were doing,
Well, you didn't. They obviously knew in my case, but I didn't want to be the one to confirm that to them and be like, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Not for the fact of me being wrong, them being right. Yes, I'm a stubborn person. We all are.
Pride.
But it's just the fact, pride, all of that. But besides all that, there's still a fucking problem at hand.
Yep.
That regardless
That's
of
huge.
Regardless of all, like, oh, you're this, you're that now because you lied to us and you're a piece of shit because you're on drugs or alcohol or whatever.
Yep.
Besides all that, it's the fact that you have to turn around and go, yeah, look, okay, guys, you're right, I'm wrong. I've got a problem. Like, and that is worse than any of it. Mate, fucking give me any rut or any hill to dig myself out of or climb.
Yep.
Over admitting something that you've gone against for so long.
Yeah.
Like that in itself. And honestly, that's so simple to look past for the people that are in these positions, but that's your fucking deal right there.
Yeah.
If you can confront that and you can fucking admit your problems and your bullshit and all that, let your ego fucking go.
Yeah. Stop trying to be the best or own that shit. Where at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being like, I fucked up. I'm a fuck up. Like, the sooner you admit to being a fuck up, that's your low point. All right, I'm a fuck up. I fucked up. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a dumb cunt. Fucking whatever. Like, give yourself shit to be like, you fucked up, dude. But at the end of the day, it's uphill from here.
That's right. And to be completely honest, from personal problems and struggles and whatnot, just to say that, like, is if you can say that, well then you've, like I just said, you've dealt with the biggest thing, and you will then realize, oh fuck, this problem isn't that bad. I can deal with this, because that's what the mind and body comes up against so much. You know, you can deal with how you got to go, if you got to go to rehab, or you got to go here, or you got to go there. Saying it for the first time is bigger than all of it. So just fucking remember
and
that,
I think
and come clean with yourself. Like, do it for your fucking self.
There's levels of fuck ups. So I think that's the biggest thing. People have these little fuck ups and they go, well, it's not as bad as that, so I'm fine. Yeah. Well, no, you still fucked up, dude.
They compare.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I'm not as bad as that, so I'll just keep doing that. It could be fucking worse. Well, it could be better. And at the end of the day, that comes from literally just say, like, fucking do it now while motherfuckers are sitting in their fucking car doing whatever the fuck you're doing. You're probably alone. Repeat after me. I am a piece of shit, and I fucked up, and I'm going to get better. Like, and once you fucking say that out of your own mouth, it's empowering. Like, even when I said that, I feel fucking good. It's like, I fucked up.
That's, I guess, how Borgs goes about things. Like,
I'm pretty
you
fucking
can be
hard-headed.
Hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be. You don't have to call yourself fucking useless. Or
yeah,
I
use the wrong words.
I've got a fucking problem, and I know that, and I understand that, and that's it. That's it. You just got to understand it and know it.
Yeah, and then the next steps will, if you focus on that, the next steps will be conquering it and getting over these things.
They will just come.
Yeah.
All the steps will flow after that.
With focus.
Mate, you're not going to accomplish anything if you're still lying to yourself that you don't have a problem, when all you're doing is trying to fix the problem, but you're still lying about the problem. That ain't going to fucking work. Tell yourself there's a problem, then deal with it. I'm telling you, you'll fucking be surprised.
Yeah.
Very, very surprised.
And we've all got fucking problems. It's not, I think that's the biggest thing with like today's society and shit like that. It's all like, you know, you've got your fucking bullshit Instagram. You've got all these like fake ass fucking lifestyles that everyone fucking strives towards. And it's bullshit. It's like, it's not what you truly need or want. It's not about fucking fast cars and fucking 500 bitches around you and fucking doing drugs all day, every day. Like, that's not that cool.
No, if
and
you can pull that lifestyle off after
Yeah.
you fucking dealt with all your bullshit, cool.
yeah, but deal with your bullshit, then do that stuff. Like,
Exactly.
don't just fucking grow up, keeping just, you're 31 years old and you're still fucking going to the club and fucking rooting random cunts every fucking weekend. Like, what are you doing with your fucking life? It's, what do you have? What makes you get up in the morning and go, I'm fucking excited to be here? Because there's things that you should be excited to be here about. Like, life is fucking brilliant.
It's amazing.
Like, and that's the, like, we've been suppressed to think that it's fucking shit and sad and fucking nothing ever, you can't do what you want to do and fucking blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. That comes into exactly what the fuck's going on in the fucking mainstream bullshit at the moment. It's just getting hardcore worse, suppressing all our fucking thoughts and fucking energies and everything like that, just to be like a fucking robot that just goes to work every fucking day, comes home, watches TV, fucking eats and goes back to fucking bed. Like, that is not why we're here. Like, go outside
that
and
causes problems.
that's the problem in itself. Like, you're busting your ass. You're putting all of your energy. It's your energy. You're the only one with it, and you've got it, and you're putting it into someone else's fucking bullshit
exactly.
every single day. That makes you go, I feel like shit, because you're not putting your energy where it should be. And you're like, yeah, I'm hanging for the weekend this weekend. We're going to fucking go do this and go do that. And like, you should have that every fucking morning. You should wake up every fucking morning and be like, this is what I'm doing today, and I'm pretty excited about it, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna feel accomplished. Like, and you can still do that through your 9 to 5s. You can still do that through working, and you've also got to like work yourself up to these things. We all need a job. We all need to work. We all need to pass time. But
Doesn't mean you just have to jump
who are you doing it for? Are you like? Is the roots, like, are you just fucking working for some company that's fucking over people in the background? Like, because that's on you. Like, what are you doing to make people fucking happy, to make people feel good? What are you doing to help?
Or yourself.
But I think
More
that
to the
I think
point.
I think that comes. I think when you realize that helping people helps you, it becomes a natural thing. They're not even. I'm going to the people that haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
like, you've got to.
But you got to help yourself before you can help absolutely
100%.
anyone else.
100%.
You're
You
not
are
gonna be able to
you
help
are your
people.
main focus. If you can't fucking sort your life out and you don't have some sort of decent vision and focus and anything like that for your future, like if you're just like, I don't know what I want and stuff, no, I'm just waiting for the weekend, you're fucked. I mean, this depends on your age too. I mean, we're 30 years old. If you're fucking 18, 19, go have some fun.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
definitely.
go
That's
go
how
do
you
your
find
shit.
yourself.
Fuck yeah. Go do your shit. Fucking hang out with different people. Be a weird motherfucker. But don't stay there. Don't get stuck in unless you fucking purely love it and you find a fucking a hobby in it, or you can use a talent of yours to like push it and make it and grow whatever you love to being bigger and better. And you know, like, fuck, if you do like going to the club and you fucking love it and it's cool, all right, that's fine. Then, like, work out how to fucking have your own club. Work out how to play in clubs. Like, I'm not fucking promoting any sort of DJ life here at all, because fuck that. But, like, you know where I'm coming from. At the end of the day, there's an outcome and a possibility to every situation. And you can either go, I'm just going to hang out in the fucking negative sort of basic shit side, or I can look at this situation and go, well, what could I make positive about it? How can I change this? It might not take me, I might not do it tomorrow, but in the next 10 years, I might own 3 clubs that all play this certain music that they're the biggest fucking clubs in the city at the moment. And like, that's how you start
Moving forward.
yeah, like, have a dream, we've been suppressed and told that at the end of the day you should get a fight. Like, man, until about a year ago or year and a half ago, all my old man ever did was like, get a real job. Get a real job, work for someone else, get a house, get a missus, and live the normal old fucking life. I do not agree. And to be honest, I can sit here and say I'm doing the complete fucking opposite, and I am happier than anyone I see in that position. Like, I don't own a house. I fucking rent. I fucking do what I want whenever the fuck I want. I work in my own time. I literally do whatever the fuck I want when I want. Now, if that doesn't seem a little bit fucking interesting to you guys, I don't know. Yous must be super deep in that hole.
I'd much rather that than being stuck on a fucking plan of somebody else's deal to get their jobs done and make them all the money.
Well, they can,
So I guess it's
find your love, my dudes. Find your passion,
and
find your
run with
love,
it, and
and
run
that
with
will
it.
get you out of your rut. Like, and, look further from it. We've got a lot of people too, like we do have a lot of younger dudes and stuff like that. And they are, where they're either in the moto scene or they're like in the burnout scene and stuff like that. And like, I can tell that like your focus is just on the basics of it. Like, what happens next? You've got to, okay, if I'm going to do that, but then what happens? Am I going to spend 5 years building some fucking burnout car or training to be a fucking professional motocross rider to then get to a position that isn't going to get me anywhere, where maybe I should just start a magazine about it because I love it that much, and there isn't magazines anymore, and there's so many opportunities for all this shit, but everyone just gets caught in trying to be the next that person.
Which isn't a bad thing at all.
If you want to be number one, be number one.
If you
That's
find you're talented and you know you can push to do something and
For sure.
achieve it, and you potentially think you're going to be able to, well, fucking do it, because you may surprise yourself. Or these are how you got to try these things.
For sure.
You won't know then that.
Yep.
You won't know what we just spoke about to be able to know if you don't try them. So
Yeah,
definitely.
you got to. Yep.
And I guess, yeah, it's easy to get stuck on that one thing, especially if you're not achieving the things you'd like to, or you seem to get stuck more so because you try harder and harder, and that's where you get deeper and deeper into ruts. So you go, it's a hard deal. I guess life in general is fucking. You got to really look at it and appreciate the fuck out of it, and not just
Take it as it is. Like,
take it for granted is the word I was looking for. Like, you can't. That's when you get stuck. I could almost say I semi took it for granted for bits there when I was getting a little bit lost and in the freestyle motocross thing in my own head, all that, and I ended up I took it for granted. I took things for granted because it was just easier, I guess, how it went, whatever, and I lost those things, and I fucked up because of it.
Yep.
So it's a very it can go either way, but. Yeah, I think we're running off here. I'm getting a little bit lost.
There was on that sort of semi-topic though, and I think it'd probably be a decent. There's obviously a lot of people that couldn't give a fuck about it, but I do see it, and I even have young people hit me up, and I sort of jam a bit about it because I think you'd be pretty good to talk to because you've sort of zipped in and out of it. You understand it. Fame, right? I have I have a lot of let's just say young kids that are like, yeah, man, fucking. How do I get famous like you? First things first, I am far from famous. I am a fucking nobody, and that is how it is. And you got to understand that. Just because you have a few fans on the fucking socials and stuff doesn't mean you're famous.
And we're not doing any of this shit because we want to be famous or we think we are famous.
No,
we found what we like. We can do it, and we do it.
It works. Yeah, and I think. But I think the biggest thing is, a lot of people can get confused in just chasing that fame. They want the attention. And I can understand that. I'll be the first one to tell you I can understand that. For a long time, I did that. I chased this lifestyle for the attention, not to a point. I still sort of tried to keep it real, but there was this deep, problem of mine where I was searching for attention. That comes from me and my old man having having difficulties, and clearly me just thriving for
Used
his
to have difficulties.
used to me thriving for his attention. So I replaced that with everyone else. I was like, I don't want my dad's attention anymore. I want everyone's attention, and I'm going to get the world's attention. You watch. And you know, don't get me wrong, that could have been part of the fighter in me. That could have got me to a lot of places where I did go. But I do now understand that at the end of the day, like, it's not, you chase these things for other reasons.
And I guess you could say in that whole deal, over those times, chasing it from other people rather than the one person you wanted it.
Yeah.
That's where you kind of got lost in it all too, because you were doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, 100%.
If that first reason was there from the beginning, who knows where it may be,
man.
what you'd be doing
Fuck,
now. Because,
yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, and that's a perfect example of what we were talking about just before, of getting lost and not knowing what, and just doing it for the sake of it because it's there, like, or whatever, like you really, again, you've just got to fucking realize, and you have to sort out your problems. Don't just go, oh yeah, I'll replace that problem with this problem because there's heaps more of them and it's going to be better anyway. No, you're still trying to fix the first problem unknowingly.
Yeah, like
and
if
the second thing that you kind of are heading towards now, because the first problem is there, ain't ever going to work.
Yep.
Because that first problem ain't ever going to fucking go unless you do something about it. You could suppress it and cover it with all these other things, but it ain't gonna fucking move.
Yeah. Well, like for example, this one, I could, if this was 6 months ago, I'd have a back voice going, fuck, this better get views, man.
Yep.
I want this to go viral. This
Yep.
one should go viral.
Yep.
Where like now I couldn't give a flying
We've
fuck
done
if
and
two
said all
people,
the right
I couldn't give a
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
if 2 people listen to this.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't care anymore because at the end of the day,
I hope it just reaches one. Cause that's,
yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
happy.
That,
I'm
that,
happy.
yeah. As long as this one thing can get to one person and that can flip their mind state and go, you know what, I might do a little bit of something different, and 10 years down the track, they're fucking better than they've ever been, then our job here is done. Where I used to strive for that to be like, yeah, how fucking good. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm very comfortable in that position. I have a natural talent to be able to step out in front of fucking thousands of people and feel more comfortable than I do in front of one new person.
Oh, so let's just touch on that real quick, because I know personally as your best mate that fucking you struggle not so much with me one-on-one, but anyone else one-on-one, on a phone call one-on-one,
Yeah.
you just don't like it. But then to jump in front of, like you said, 100 to 1,000 people,
Comfy
you
as
can do
fuck.
it. That's understanding something, you know, that's you've had to figure that out and understand.
yeah.
What's wrong with me? I can't talk on the phone or to somebody, but I can easily get up in front of a whole
And
lot of
feel
people.
confident as
Forbes
fuck.
now understands that, and probably the reasons why, and
Yeah.
little bits and pieces, and he can move forward with them problems. Like, but if he didn't understand them, well, fuck, you wouldn't be able to move forward like you have.
Yeah,
with them.
I could be a socially awkward cunt with one person forever. I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to not be a socially awkward retard when I'm just talking to one person that we don't. And I think the biggest thing, if there's purpose in that conversation, I am fucking smooth. How you going? But as soon as we get that like awkward silence,
You
I'm
kinda
like,
bump into someone,
what are we doing here?
Or it's like,
What-
I don't really know why we're here or what.
Yeah.
Like, I've just bumped into you. Oh yeah, cool. All right, see you, man. Like,
Jam
I
hard.
I get that.
I don't know where to. I struggle with like starting conversations.
Yeah.
Like I just can't be like, the weather's fine. I sound like I feel like a fucking idiot, and then I think I just overthink in my head. I got to get out of here.
Yep, that's yeah.
But that's that.
That
If
was
I can,
just something I wanted to touch on, just as
Yeah.
a little bit of an example.
but
And I guess
I think there was still. I think we sort of trailed off from the fame thing, but I want to go back to it because I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
From the things you've done, you know, riding shows, copping a little bit of fame.
Yeah.
Would you recommend fame to anyone?
Again, depends how it comes. If you're searching just for that because that's all you want, no.
Yep.
You're going to be disappointed as fuck.
Yep.
It came to me. I wasn't searching for that. I was riding my bike and people were liking that.
Yep.
So it was a little bit of, I guess, a bit of a bonus for me. I wasn't wanting it, expecting it. None of the above. Obviously, riding shows and that. People know who you are, start calling out your name, wanting your signature, things like that. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yep.
But that can also go different ways. Like you can, if you're not humble enough and you're not, in your own head about it, it can blow up and then cause another fucking big problem.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, Me personally, I wouldn't be chasing it. Just
Would you take fame over a chilled, normal ass life? If you could still have,
Yeah,
all
that's
the,
a hard question
if you were
because
still successful in everything else you did,
if I
you
was
just
doing the things I loved and wanted to do, like right now, if I'm riding still, I'm hanging out with mates, and I'm fucking doing the things I want to do as well as working and whatnot.
Yep.
If that could all stay, and for some weird fucking reason, people were like, keep doing your thing, and you're famous as for doing those.
Yep.
Well, cool, I guess, but I don't think I could stop that. But I'm not chasing, like, nah, man, like, probably not. Like,
Yep.
fuck that. I think fuck that. I'm just doing my thing, and like I said, I never chased it and wanted it that bad that's why I was riding freestyle motocross.
Yeah.
I was riding freestyle motocross because I love fucking dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And motorbikes.
Yeah.
And I love, fucking doing tricks.
Yeah.
Other than that, whatever else come with it was a little bit like, oh yeah, cool. I've seen this happen on videos and magazines, and this is what it's like. It's just a bit of a learning curve, but yeah, it was far from something I wanted and wholly and solely wanted.
How do I say this? I think like,
but I think
is it what it seems?
I guess you could have so many different thoughts in your head of what it seems to like or what it should be like or whatever, but I think that comes down to the personal, like the person themselves,
who you are,
you are, like because
it's fucking can get gnarly.
Definitely, like bit of an example, I guess, was I was signing autographs after a show, and the line was huge, and we were kind of getting pushed along by the promoters. Hurry up, get it done, because there was other acts on after us. Water sports and whatnot, so they were on a time schedule. So I was signing signatures real fast, and it's like, oh yeah, cool, this is great. Like all these people are getting to get what they want, whatever. Yep. And a lady and her son come up, and I signed it. And the T-shirt that I signed, obviously, as we know, signing fabric is fucking shit.
Yep.
So it skipped. And I was kind of bang, next T-shirt, and I didn't, like, I scribbled on it, like I wrote on it, but it kind of like jumped over the shirt, so it wasn't a full solid signature. And she goes, oh, I could have done that at home. And like, that shattered me, man. I thought about that for ages afterwards, because I was like, fuck, like, now she's going to see me and my name and be like, oh, that guy, he can't even fucking sign a signature.
Yep.
He's like, whatever. And like that burnt me as such. So I think if it was any more and more of a spotlight on an individual, you could really get fucked up by it.
Oh man,
by such a small little saying or someone saying something so small, it could really fuck with a person if you're not headstrong, if you're not I don't know, you could just get really caught out. And I guess that's a very small example of something that's happened, one that popped into my head. But yeah, it could, if you're not strong in that sense, like, and you're in the limelight, you could really get fucking, and I think it's
daunting too, like from, like say, let's just go Summernats. I rock up at Summernats, and like this is not like this is a bad thing. You've got to think about it if this is what you want in life. If you want to chase the big, bad, crazy lifestyle, these are the things you have to deal with. And it's like, here I am standing at Summernats somewhere. Couple of random dudes come up to me. Fuck yeah, fucking might die, fucking Shamus, whoop whoop. Fucking, there we go. Like, I'm talking, we're feeling good. This is great. And then they start talking about things that you've put out that you forget because they're just tiny little things. And these people have almost, like, that's all they know. And like, sometimes you're like, how does this person even fucking know this stuff? Or they get into like deep, and you sort of like, you end up, it's fucking intimidating. Like, and that's weird to say,
and
like,
it can make you question yourself on what you put out there and what you do, because it's like, mate, that's not even me, but that's all you know about me, and you think that's the kind of person.
And that's the first thing you're gonna say to me, like, and then that's what I mean. You end up going away, going, like, who do these people think who do they think I am, and what do they think I do, and like, am I putting the wrong image out there? And like, these are all things that, like, this comes with that fame and that sort of shit. Like, you can't just sit at home and be like, you're gonna have to go out, you're gonna mingle with people, and like, it truly is intense. Like, I haven't even seen the intenseness of it, but just being a dude that makes a few videos for Summernats and then rocks up to Summernats the next year, and you have a bunch of gunts going, yeah, fucking, it can be fucking super intimidating, especially for, like I said, for a dude like me. I'd be happy to be like, walk out on a stage in front of 1,000 of all those people and be like, hey, everyone, let's do this. But when that one person comes up to me and goes, hey, man, I fucking love what you're doing, fucking this and fucking that, I get speechless and I'm just like, thanks heaps, dude. I don't know what to fucking say or do here because, like, you're intimidating me to a point. And that's not your fault.
And we're not saying don't do it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I do. I love when cunts come up and say hi and fucking what's going on. So I'm getting better at this. So the more you do it, the better I can get at it.
Working on.
But I'm just saying, like, these are things that you have to come up with, and it's like you need to deal with these things yourself and be like, how do I? And you know, like for a long time there, you don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
You literally, like, you have to have 10 people come up to you to say things and be a retard for those 10 things to then be like, okay, so most of the time they say this and then I go, oh, thanks. And then I ask them a question because if I don't, then we just stand here looking at each other and they're just like, it's like, so what do you do, man? And then like, that's that sort of thing to get the ball. It can be a super intense time. And like, you know, their adrenaline's through the fucking roof because they're meeting this fucking whatever. And you're just like, whoa, who's this random guy that knows me? This is cool. Holy fuck. And like, they're just those fucking things that just get so full on. And I don't know, I'm sort of guess I'm losing myself here. But that main thing is like, I get a lot of people being like, how do you bloody, let me say, don't chase it, dudes. Chase you. Chase your art, and if you're fucking good enough, it'll come, and by that point, it'll hopefully come at a pace that you can understand it, because you don't want that overnight success, man. You get fucking overnight success, you're fucked. You're so fucked because within a month and a half, you have no idea what the fuck's going on. You don't know who you can trust. You've got all these new people in your life. They're all fucking out to get you. It's fucking sketchy. And like,
the thing that you just got the overnight success on is now gone.
It's just not cool anymore.
You got nothing, and it's like, holy fuck, everything's been ripped out from underneath me, and now I feel like a sack of shit sitting there with nothing.
Fuck yes.
That's dangerous as.
So just
real dangerous.
Know your art, flow with it, keep it going, and you'll get there. Just be aware of all these things because life is not what it says. You know what the funny thing is about life? All the things that we think are great are fucking terrible, and all the things that we've just blown off are the most fucking beautiful, majestic shit in the fucking world. Like, we are so lost, it's not fucking funny, man. Yeah. So lost, it's not funny.
Definitely, and I think like that's probably a good point where, you know, we've just spoken about the being stuck, being in a rut, all that stuff. And one of the other questions was, probably a good one to follow on, was how do you guys keep your head above water, or keeping your head above water in times like that, you know?
Yep.
In a rut, stuck, fucking all that stuff. Yeah, I guess fucking we're pretty positive
just
people.
Just being
positivity,
positive. Yep.
Like having that positivity there is a big thing to keep your head above water in these shitty tough times, because they seem to weight you down that much where you just rather your head to be under the water.
And in saying that too, like, it might, just because of the things we do and the way we act, it doesn't mean that we're never underwater. And we're even going back to the first one, it doesn't mean we're never in a rut. Like, life, that's life. I mean, you're going to hit ruts, and that's to prove that at the end of the day, you can get out that rut and hit the next fucking corner and keep going. Like, but it does happen. We're not fucking perfect. We understand that these things do happen, and you've got to do something about it for it to get better. Because if you just push it down and forget about it and be like, that happened and I'm not going to think about it, that shit will come to bite you in the fucking ass. And you know, that's where you hit those really, really dark times, because you've just pushed everything down. You've pushed all your problems down to the bottom, and at the end of the day, they all come up at once, and you go, fucking, what am I even doing here? Life's fucking shit. Like, I fucking hate everything about fucking life. Nothing's good about it. It's because all these shit things that have happened are all coming up at once. You've got to knock them out one by one and get rid of them. And, I mean, the truth is, it's fucking hard to keep your head above water in this day and age. That's the fucking truth in it. To be completely fucking honest, like the
just
way
in general,
it's just there's a lot of bullshit. Yeah,
without a problem.
Fuck
and most
yeah.
people have a problem on top of the fucking
100%. Like,
bullshit.
you know, like it is. It's a fucking hard life, but the truth is, like, that's why it's so fucking awesome, because like, the beauty is behind that hardness. Like, you know, you got to fucking break down that rock to find the fucking diamond or the fucking I don't know much about rocks and rocks and stuff. But I'm sure you have to smash the fuck out of one certain rock to find the good rock.
You have to break the surface to get to the goodness.
That's it. And like, you know, it's all these weird little things. Like they make sense because that's life. Like that's a fucking brilliant analogy. And it's because it's fucking real. It's life. It's nature. It's what we are. And like these like big thing, materialistic shit is another massive, massive fuck up. Like if you think that you're whatever
going down to the bloody shops to buy
anything,
however much of this and that just to help this suppression of feeling like shit all the time, that's just gonna suppress everything so much more.
Like,
because you're gonna get home, you're gonna play with this new thing, and you go, yeah, it's sick for fucking 10 minutes, and then go, okay, well that's done. I'm back to square one. I feel like shit again. Now what? You're gonna go buy something else again? That ain't gonna help. That is not gonna last. Materialistic shit is just in general, yeah. If you're looking at that,
cycle.
If you go to that when you're in a bad place, a dark place, you're never going to get out of it. Ever.
When you're in a dark place, you need to go for a walk into the bush. You need to sit behind a tree and just
got to find yourself.
Just breathe in nature because that's where that's where we all belong, man. And
when we talk about this, it obviously seems like we're being pretty light about it. You just got to find yourself. You just got to do this. You just got to do that. And like, it's so easy to talk about. And by all means, I'm not sitting here going, yeah, I've done it. It's easy. Like, fuck no.
No, it's not easy.
I was in that shit for years and years. And the reason I was in that shit because it was not easy. It was fucking hard. So, yeah,
I mean, it still fucking is. We're not going to sit here and say...
I'm not trying to blow it off at all in that sense, because I know when you're in a situation like this and you're hearing people talk about it, it's like, for one, what the fuck would you know? Well, I know it because I've dealt with it. We both have in different areas, and fucking lost track, basically. Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah, you've lost me too, because I had something and then I let you keep going and then I lost myself. But yeah, it was like, look, it's not easy. That's what it was. At the end of the day, like, this isn't easy. It'll never be easy, but it gets easier, if that's the best way. It does get easier. It's never going to be easy because, like, that's fucking cheating. Don't be a lazy cunt. Hard work proves, like, you get a good result after hard work. So put in the hard work. And you know, yeah, like, at the end of the day, we're not going to sit here and say like, oh, we're fucking awesome and we've done everything right. No, we are far from that. We are, like I said earlier, we are both fuck ups. We make mistakes. We still make mistakes to this fucking day, and we will continue to make mistakes. But we're aware of those mistakes. We try to be aware of those mistakes. When we're together, we pull each other up on those mistakes because we have that friendship and we can be honest with each other. That's another thing. Like, you know, you need someone around you that's going to go, bro, that's pretty fucked up. You shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't do that. That's not good. And if you don't have someone that's got the balls to say that to you because they're like, oh my God, like, well, that's not a good relationship. Like,
I'll say the complete opposite and say, man, that's fucking good. Because that's usually
praise.
harder to say than, man, that's fucking shit, or don't do that. It's pretty easy to tell a mate that you're fucking doing the wrong thing or whatever. It's really hard. Sometimes it's hard
to give props.
To praise that person for doing something they're sick at or whatever. And that helps heaps. Yeah. You know? If you know someone's in a bad spot or whatever, if you can just go, man, what you did there was fucking awesome. I wish I'd have thought about that. Or just a bit of props, a bit of praising, a bit of, you know, pumping up. It goes a fucking long way. It goes a long way because you're in those positions and, you know, all you're thinking is shitness and darkness and people hate me, whatever. And if they get a little bit of something like an enlightening sentence said to them about themselves, well, fuck, that may be all they need to hear for them to go, right, I've still got something here. I'm going to do something with it. But like Borgs was saying, having a good mate that can pull you up in the right state, in the right time, when it is valid, like to say either that's shit or that's good or let's just do this together or whatever, like fucking having good people around.
Just to conversate things like, hey dude, what do you think about this? and then you can talk about it and be honest, not like, I think that's not cool, man. Like, it can be generally like, well, I mean, I see this side of it and I see this side of it, and at the end of the day, like, it's not too bad. I mean, it's not what we normally do, but hey, let's give it a go. What do you reckon? Yeah, fuck it, let's give it a crack. Like, where a lot of people go, I don't do that because I'm too cool to do that, and nah, man, no one's ever going to see me do that because, like, I am way too fucking cool for that. And that attitude, I'm telling you now, if you have that attitude, that's why you're in a rut, and you need to fucking fix your attitude. Because at the end of the day...
Well, it's probably not the only reason why you're in the rut, but it's a big one why you're keeping stuck.
You're stuck in it, yep. Yeah, you got to...
Yeah, all these things, you know, you've got to sit with, and you've got to be okay with, as hard as they are to sit with, and sometimes say, yeah, I am in the wrong, or that is the case. You have to. Like, this is what I'm saying by, this is the hardest part of the whole ordeal. Whatever ordeal you're in, admitting the things you're doing is wrong, or whatever you know is the opposite to what it should be. Once you can fucking say that, and yes, agree, yep, I do them wrong, or I am in the wrong, whatever, everything else should follow. And it probably, actually it will follow. I know it will. Like,
Yeah.
I'm living fucking proof of it.
Yeah, and going back on, like, not, like, that's the only thing we can fucking, like, it's like, yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, we're going to keep fucking up. But at the same fucking time, we are living proof that this shit can happen. You can look up, you can do your own shit and look after yourself and make something of it from nothing, from within you, from, like, everything that I roll with is from me. You know, don't get me wrong, I take little things from here and there and I put them together, but at the end of the day, like, everything I do is for me and only for me. Like, to a point, I like to do it for the people.
I can go against that.
In what say?
But you're not that selfish.
Well, yeah. As I was saying, I was sort of thinking, like, well, I'm not that much of a selfish cunt. But
you're a cunt, but you're not
it's
a
not.
selfish cunt.
Yeah, it's. How's the best way to sort of describe? Like, I do it for everyone, but it's still like, I'm not doing it for anybody.
You're lucky enough that you can do it for everyone, because by doing that helps you.
Yes,
and is what you want to be doing. And luckily enough, you can also help other people while you're helping yourself.
Well, and I think that's the key to all of this. What can you find that helps you help everyone else? Like, and if we can all find that one thing, it might not be our full timer, or it might not be that, you know, but if you've got that one thing that can help everyone else and still make you feel good, do it. Like, trust me now. I don't even give a fuck if you're making soap, for fuck's sake. I don't give a fuck if you're cutting people's lawns that can't do it themselves.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever you can possibly do to put a smile on another motherfucker's face, go out of there and do it. And I'm telling you, you'll start chasing that shit more than anything else you've ever fucking chased in your life. There is no better feeling than making someone else happy. Simple as that.
Yeah, definitely.
And the worst thing is, we're stuck in this fucking shit. Like we grew up in a bunch of mates that, like, constantly picked on each other.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I think that made us the thick-skinned fucking hard nut fucking
the people we are.
We are. But I also think that, like, you know, that's not healthy. The new generation should be like, you know, give your mate a bit of shit. But, like, in the sort of sense of, like, once they've overcome something, or the joke's over now, don't be like, don't put them down for the place that they're in at the moment. Like, and that's what we do. We go, you do this and you do that. Like, well, what about everything you haven't done for the past? And be like, bro, I've noticed you haven't been fucking drinking as much lately, man. That's grouse.
That's awesome, yeah.
Because you shit me when you're a fucking blind cunt.
Yep.
You know, but I've noticed that, and, like, that's really good. But people don't have the balls to say that. They're going to go, oh, you want another drink, bro? Let's get more fucked up.
And that comes back again to the stigma. Like, just two dudes or a bunch of dudes standing there. Dudes ain't going to just come out and say, oh, man, that's really good what you did there. Or,
nah.
That's awesome that you're not drinking, man, because, for one, they probably want this cunt to be drinking.
Yeah.
With them and whatnot, to be joining on the fun.
100%.
It's just the stigma is really, really hard to get around. And when you're the one needing that little bit of something said to you or whatnot, and you're not getting it because of people not wanting to talk, i.e. because of stigma, Well, then, when you're in the position to talk for someone and give them that little bit of something and to break that stigma, and you're aware of it now, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Johnny's going to make me feel like a dickhead, or fucking he's going to think I fucking sound like a dickhead, or I'm a bitch, or whatever. Fucking do it, because it may break a little bit of a wall for that one person
And in
who's going
5
against
years,
it to be able to do it.
in 5 years, you're going to look back at Johnny and go, who's fucking laughing now, Johnny?
Yeah,
and
or you can turn around and
that's
go, Johnny,
some straight
I'm going to
shit.
help you because
Well,
you
you
didn't help me, and I figured it out, and you seem to be in a fucking
Well, that's
position.
also another
I'm not
fucking
gonna sit
option.
here and go, haha.
Depends
you're a
how
fuckhead.
Johnny reacted to the situation.
Definitely.
If Johnny kept his mouth open and kept going, fucking Smitey, he's a fucking dog cunt because he doesn't want to fucking hang out with us anymore because he wants to look after himself and fucking doggy McDog.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Jono, because in
Jono's
3
fucking
years,
dog.
Jono's going to still be doing the same old fucking shit while you're killing it.
And most likely, Jono wanted you fucking there doing something for him. That's why
Fuck
he's hanging shit on you.
exactly. Jono is a using cunt, and you need to fuck off. Man,
Jonos.
there's probably some sick cunt Jonos
Nah,
out
there
there. I
is.
actually
I
do.
know
I know
Jono,
heaps
and
of
he's a
sick cunt
legend.
Jonos. Jono just being an example. But anyway, you know what we're getting at. Anyway, what else have we bloody got here?
So that, I guess there's a couple of other.
We're still on some
things
bloody
that.
mental health,
I've got a
people's-
few points down here that we can roll on, but what have you got going over on your side?
Yeah,
of the
just more
system?
questions. You know, mental health, people's perceptions of an open mind, that sort of stuff. Spill us some conspiracies. No,
Well, I
just
guess
go on the other
let's
shit.
hit this one for a bit because it does. I've put an arrow here from being stuck and keeping your head above water, and that's what we just finished speaking about.
Yeah.
People wanted to know for us, and I guess it's probably a good time so they can hear it, our daily struggles and the shit we deal with,
Yeah.
and how we deal with them, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. You want to crack her off, or do you want me to? Because I've got plenty of daily struggles, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, I just don't know how to, like, it's hard to hit him on the fucking head. Like,
I guess it's more so the people that have asked know how we deal with it.
yeah, like
Not
100%.
what
Like,
our
how
struggles
do it, like, you know, like, and that's sort of what I went back on before. Like, you know, we're still struggling. Like, you know, all this little bit of downtime, this whole COVID shit has been a little bit of a weird time for me. I've been, you know, sort of struggling. Like, I'll wake up and be like, I don't know what to fucking do, man. Like, you know, where, like, before all this shit, you like I was saying, like, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. I woke up, I had things to do, I didn't have things to do, I did whatever the fuck needed to be done. And I don't know, in these times, it's sort of, not that I'm scared to leave the house or go out and do anything. I mean, at the start, it was all
Fuck
just,
no.
like, full on and, like, fuck, what do we do here? Then I had my own sort of, like, awakening, if you will. Like, I hit these new stages. I had to get some things done. And then realized that I needed to probably just spend some time doing nothing. For the past 5 fucking years, I literally just haven't stopped my brain whatsoever. And I've just been fucking running in some cycle that just keeps me somehow going. And I think this has been that little bit of a, like, have a break, have a stop. But, you know, like, even then, like, you know, I'll struggle. I could sit around for a day and just jam because, like, I want to make a video, but I just can't find an idea. It's, you know, to a point of, like, writer's block.
Yep.
I struggle on that hard. I think one of my biggest struggles is, like, time in a day. Like, I sort of just get lost in it. I feel like I could fit 100 things in the day, and then I get to a certain point and I'm like, man, my day's over. Like, I can't do anything.
Yep.
But I mean, like,
Any personal struggles
like,
within yourself and how you deal with them, like on a daily basis, you know, anything within
Just
yourself, in your head or your body, or you know, is there?
yeah, but I can't really pinpoint them.
Yeah, fair. Well,
Like, I don't. Like, I mean, I'm constantly struggling, but at the same time, like, I can actually pretty happily and like, I could sit here and say I'm in a pretty good place at the moment.
pretty confident to say that.
Yeah, like, feel pretty fucking unstoppable.
Yeah.
To a point. Like I said, I still have days where I'm just lost.
Yeah.
And I
Like,
just
and
don't know what to do with it. Like a massive just writer's block.
And I guess you can be killing it. Like you just said, you've got not really, you feel pretty good in your positions, and you can.
Yeah.
You're pretty right. But I'm sure in your feeling that way, you still have personal.
Well, I do. Like, I
struggles that
mean,
you come up against.
yes, like yesterday, I had a pretty sort of just a fucking jammy day. Like I just, we spent. I wanted to get a fucking Firewire thing so I could start putting old footage on the computer.
Yep.
We drove into the city. We went to buy it. They fucking COVIDed us up and said there's only 5 people allowed in here and we're not allowed to buy anything in here. You have to buy it online or you have to call us. But I spent fucking an hour and a half trying to call them that morning and they didn't fucking answer. So I'm like, dudes. Anyway, long story short, that fucking jammed me. We went and did a couple of other things. I had a little bit of a setting up in here later on, and they just, I think the biggest thing, my personal struggles would, like, come to think of it, would have to be like my ambitions and me physically not being able to keep up with them.
Yep.
That's my biggest struggle. And like, even when I'm saying it, I can feel myself struggling to say that a little bit. Like, it's hard for me to say, like, I have goals here, but only I can reach here.
Yep.
And that fucks me up big time.
Yep. So basically, I guess that's a good thing because you've just pinpointed something. How do you deal with it? You just keep pushing on. You just keep doing what you know is the right thing to do for you, or are you trying to find more to try and speed that up?
I think I sort of you go back to being like, you let go of it a little bit. I sort of go, is it necessary? Do I need to take it that far? Can I just settle for this for today? Like, I think
or if I try and do this, or if I don't achieve that, or if I have to achieve that on the day, where realistically you could kind of sit back and leave it go until the next day. You don't need to rush it.
Certain jobs, some things I'm like just jam on that, like, this is what I have to deal with and I have to deal with it now, and that's
so
all I'm dealing with.
Some of your jams could be as simple as just not having the schedule down and not, fitting all the things in you want to fit in. And
no, because like the biggest jam is like the fact that, like, I'm running in my head, I'm running a video production company that should have 15 to 25 staff members, and it's me.
Yep.
And I do everything.
Yep.
I have to think about everything. I have to work out everything. Then I have to put it into action, and then I have to make it work. And like, that's where, like, that can be very fucking hard sometimes.
For sure.
When you just like, and especially too for like tiny little things, you've got this one little idea. Oh, we can do this for a video. It's going to take me fucking 5 days to set that up.
Yep. Yep.
And
I
like,
guess
that's
that now,
huge.
and
Yeah.
That's it's something and it's a big fucking problem. And
Yeah. Like, I think that's probably...
And I guess you are doing the right things to make the moves to get those 20, 25 people on board eventually. So I guess
and like
you're
that,
not going to just go, I need it now and get it now. Because that's just, you're probably going to cause yourself a bit of a rut there.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to sort of... And like, it does. It's sort of like a blessing in disguise. It's like, if I had this 20-man cast, I'd be way lazier. I wouldn't be learning things. Like, now, I'm sitting here, I have to work out, for instance, I'm the lighting guy, I'm the camera action guy, I'm the dude that's sitting in front of the thing, I'm the recorder, I've got to then upload it, I've then got to do the promo work, I've then got to, I design that logo. Like, these are all things, everything is like my job, and it can just get fucking daunting. And like that, when that, and it's weird because it's not daunting, like, because I've been like, like depression daunting. It's not like, it's like a weird anxiety, but it's not, because because you're excited for this idea, but the reality proves you can't do it yet. And like, that's just fucking depressing, where like, it is sort of weird. Like, I think I used to struggle with anxiety a lot because I was always chasing that end goal. Where now I'm like, look, the end goal is there and I'll get there. I don't need it today. Mm-hmm. But now it's
not going anywhere.
And it's not exactly. I can just keep chasing it till it fucking gets there. But with the feelings I get from not. Yeah, it's fucking
So
hard
I
to
guess
explain.
by understanding that you can't just rush it and just get it tomorrow or whatever. So, and it's not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
you've realized that, understood that, and I guess now you use that shitty situation to your advantage by not rushing things, not going, oh fuck, it's not going to be there tomorrow. No, it is going to be there tomorrow. And
Yeah.
we can take our time, and we'll eventually, little step by step, and we'll get to the end result I
Yep.
want. I'm not going to get it tomorrow, and I think realizing that
Yep.
is a big thing.
Yep.
Because you're going to fuck your whole process if you think you're going to get it tomorrow and try to get it tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
Because it's just never going to work. If you understand that what you're doing is in the right path, and yeah, if I keep tricking along at this in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, however many, it will happen and come.
Yeah.
That's the fucking, that's something good out of that. And you have figured that out through some shitty fucking times and dealing with things and being persistent with things and not
Yep.
just giving up.
Yep.
Because it's so easy to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a big point where
Yeah.
you deal with those things, your struggles like that, and that's
Yeah.
how
And
you
I think
deal
now,
with some.
and then like it said, it sort of gets to that point where it used to be anxiety, now it's depression. To a certain, it's just like, damn,
Small amount.
like I have this fucking brilliant idea, but I literally just don't have the room in my house to be able to pull it off. I have to throw that idea out. And then that's where I get a little bit depressed. But at the same time, that's where I also come back and try to not let that depression kill me, to be like, well, where'd you come from, dude? Where'd you start? Go back a year ago and tell me what the fuck you did. And like, that's the
But that
simplicity
right there-
there what makes me go, look, fuck, like, I'm doing cool shit. I've got
Yeah.
nothing to fucking worry about.
That right there is a point that is something good that you can do. You
Yeah.
just go, stop. Where was I a fucking year ago? I'm fucking way ahead of it now. So that means it must be working, whatever I'm fucking doing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep doing that. I think in times when you're trying to push, when you're trying to achieve and do things, it's so easy to forget
Where you've
come from,
Fuck
what
yeah.
you were at, where you were at when you began, all that shit. So maybe, just have a little bit of a sit back and scale some things up and go, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm ahead, or I'm doing better, or I'm getting to the goal I'm trying to get to.
Yep.
And if it's the opposite way, like, holy shit, I've gone backwards. Like,
Why?
Double question.
Ask
question
yourself
it.
why.
Maybe it might not be the right path, or it might be not the right fucking thing you're chasing. Like, and I think a big thing in all of this, and we've probably all heard it, whether we act on it and use it, is a big thing is oh man, I've lost it because you've moved. Borg's just sat up off the couch and gone to the camera because it's just died, and I've lost what I was about to say. Holy shit.
There's nothing worse.
Ah,
Sorry for the distraction, ladies and gentlemen.
shit.
I wasn't even listening to him because I was too busy worried about the camera to even pop back in.
God damn it. Sorry, people. I'll try and have a think.
See what
I don't
happens when
like
you
living-
take too many drugs as a young child, you forget things.
You do, and it's not fucking good. And
It's not.
that's I guess, a good point for me to start on with some of my daily struggles. That's
Yeah,
fucking
go.
one of them. That's definitely one of them.
Yep.
Mine struggles are a little bit different to Borg's at this point in my life, because I'm coming out of 10-year drug bender basically that I'm straightening out from, and understanding all these different things. And I've just got different things going on with my body, mind, and it's all kind of things that I've had before, done before, could do, that I now can't or struggle to do. And that's frustrating as fuck. But in saying that, I could let that get on top of me and probably quite easily, put myself back into the same position I was in. But understanding that, yeah, these things come with what I've done, what I did to myself, i.e. taking so many drugs. And understanding that is just, and being okay with that, which I'm okay with the whole thing now because of the way I went about coming out of it, I guess. I have to be okay with it. And yeah, just understanding that these little things are going to come from that, because and there's nothing I can do about it. So getting pissed off about them ain't going to help one bit. Understanding them is, because if I was to be pissed off about them, I'd be chasing my tail hard. For one, I wouldn't be out of the rut. Yeah, fucking pretty much. That's where I'm at, and I've just kind of lost myself again, and that
popped it
comes
in.
back to fucking taking too many drugs. Sorry, people.
But what else do you sort of struggle on then, I guess?
Okay, so I guess a big thing at the moment is my left foot. My left foot's shit. I've had, obviously, the reason why I've taken drugs is a lot of injuries. But yeah, I've got 3 toes that don't work. My little toe and the 2 up from that. Then my index, I think it's an index toe, the middle one. That kind of works semi, but my big toe also doesn't work, and my knuckle on my big toe is collapsing and all that. So it's causing me problems, daily problems. Yeah, and to deal with them is, again, I could be so pissed off with what I did to myself and what I put myself through to now be having to deal with these things. But I'd much rather deal with these things on the other side than deal with the drug problem I had. So pretty much, yeah, there's one of my biggest daily struggles now is injuries, like reoccurring injuries, but I'm learning how to deal with them. And that's actually, if you can look at it in 2 lights. You can look at it in like, this is shit, or this is actually cool. I'm learning so much about myself, and that's kind of the way I've gone now. So with these feet problems and that, like, I've got no blood circulation in my feet, and they get cold as fuck. And I've, tried so many different things over the years, while on drugs, off drugs, that putting heat packs on and trying to get blood to flow, all that. I've actually just come across, I've heard a little bit about, and a lot about breathing exercises and all that shit. And I actually did a little bit of research, and I've been trying a few, and I got onto and seen this dude, the Wim Hof breathing exercises, and there's a bunch of different ways and ones you can do that he provides. But that helps so much. It's sick for me and my problems with no blood circulation. I can feel instantly after I do, I think it's only a 5-minute session of breathing. I can feel the oxygen entering the bloodstreams, and then that releasing over the body, and then the blood flowing into the places I don't usually get blood flow. And I can feel that happening instantly. So I guess that is one big way I've dealt with me daily. One of my biggest daily struggles to date is, researching, understanding, and finding out what's going to work for me. Yes, I tried so many different things that didn't work for me, but now I've found something that does. Use the fuck out of it. Because I searched for so long and got so many dead-end answers that, that didn't work, that doesn't work, that causes this, that causes that. This is breathing. I can do it at any time, any point in my life, and fix the problems that are at hand.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there, man.
I did the research to understand
just a bit of breathing. Like, when you hit that point of just life's shit, trust me when I say this, just have a deep breath, deep inhale, and a big-ass exhale, and life will become just a little bit clearer for a second. Trust me, breathing is like God's gift. Because if we didn't,
Literally.
we'd die, right? But I'm telling you, breathing is such what was the word you like? We've taken it for granted. Yeah. Breathing is just like, of course you breathe. Of course, that's just what we do to survive. But I'm telling you, when you actually breathe and like fill your lungs with air and exhale and do all that shit, man, like you trigger little things in your body and your mind, and you feel fucking good for it. That's, like, and then once you realize that and like all these little patterns, you'll feel like shit because you're standing around holding your breath because you're on the edge of something, like you're waiting, or like when it's super cold, you fucking jam up, hold your fucking breath, you fucking start fucking shaking and shit. It's like the more you breathe through that, the more you can literally just get things done. Like, breathing is fucking
the mind
huge.
So it clears the mind that much, where it's just, it helps instantly, and you probably won't feel that help instantly, but the mind is reaping those benefits, that's for sure.
Fuck yeah.
So basically that's a very quick point of some of my daily struggles. Like I said, one of the biggest ones at the moment, because I feel it all the time. But like I said, I did the research, I understood things, and I found something that works for me, and I run with it. And
what else do you do? Like, that's sort of not like, what's a personal one?
Definitely, but
like
what I'm getting at, to make it the personal side, I could have not understood those things and let them run, and I'd be in a position now, I'd be back in another rut as such, because none of this stuff's working that I've been told. Like, keep trying to find the thing that works for you. Don't give up. Is what I'm trying to make. If you give up, you're never gonna keep pushing. We're fucking human beings. We're strong as fuck. As much as the mind might say you need to stop, the body can keep going. Whatever, vice versa. Keep pushing.
Yep.
Don't just give up.
Yep.
It never fucking helps the system.
Yep. What about more on what do you deal with mentally on a day to day?
Oh, what don't I deal with?
That's the thing.
Yeah, there's so many. Just as you all have heard, forgetting things. That's a big, big thing. Being forgetful is crazy. Is very shit. What else? There's so many. Just I guess I keep going back to the injury side because they are the ones that overcome everything. I guess they've made me a stronger person in general because I've got to deal with all my other problems on top of these fucking injury problems. So it makes the other problems, your day-to-day problems, not so bad, or doesn't seem as bad as at the point. I guess
Depends on what you look at. You've got to then compare it into are they that bad?
What that bad?
These injuries.
Fucking oath.
Yeah. Yeah. But just sort of know, it's also there's all, you're not in a fucking wheelchair.
No, but these
you don't
reoccurring
have
things my injuries are healed. They're done, but they're still fucking reoccurring on me. That's how I know they're
because you fused them there. Isn't that because of the fuse?
No. I've had these fucking worked on that much. The amount of nerve damage I've done just from crushing the bases of my feet, that's what stops the blood circulation. Ain't the surgeries, ain't the cutting. It's the initial damage to the nerves themselves that have been that fucked. The surgeries can't fix them. They can fix the bones that are broken, but they can't fix the nerves and all the other things that make me feel and are then becoming these problems later on down the track. I don't have any bone pain. I don't take nothing for pain and shit. It's nerve, it's feeling, it's all that. So that's where, and blood, it's so hard to fix something once you crush a pipeline in your body, i.e. a bloodstream. It's so hard to rebuild that, to make that blood flow. And these are the problems that I'm dealing with now because I've fucked so much other shit. The problem at hand at the start was a broken leg. I didn't think anything of it as much. I went in, got my surgery, come out, and I'm done. Well, that side of it's good, but now I feel the fucking effects from the other side of things, and that's the things they can't fix in surgeries. And I can't get away from any of that, obviously. So, yeah, that they are now all probably some of the biggest daily struggles I've got. But then mentally, man, there's so much, as you know, because you deal with me most. But just talking, feeling like I get listened to as such is a big problem for me. And obviously, yes, I do get listened to, but it's just been a big problem and a wall for me when it's people don't. It's almost like people don't listen to me when I'm talking, or I'm talking to them in a different fucking language. And when I finish talking or walk away from that situation, I question myself so much on what I've said, how I've said it, and why they looked at me the way they did. And that's been a massive problem.
This has all been probably very in your own head, though.
Yeah, but there's still a problem to me.
Yeah, but the way you explain that is people are ignoring you. That's not the case.
Not at all. That's what I said.
That's how you feel.
I know. That's what I kind of just said. I know they're not. They're probably not doing it and ignoring me. This is how I'm seeing it and looking at it. But I know now that this is something that has come from the shitty situations I've lived. That I've now got to realize that. Because I didn't talk for so long, man. It could be not the fact that I don't say things right. It's just the fact that these people can't take it. Or, sorry, not they can't take it on. I can't see them taking it on, so I just feel like I'm being ignored. And these are all things that I'm relearning for myself. And that's what I mean. I can't really pinpoint the things that I'm dealing with mentally. It's why it's so easy for me to pinpoint the injuries. Because there's so many in my head that I deal with on a daily basis, an hourly basis, a fucking minute basis, when I'm talking, that they're so hard to just go, yeah, that's the problem, and talk about them. There's so many little ones. That's why I say I've got heaps, and I've also said to you a bunch of times, it's so hard for me to talk about these things when I get asked the question. When I'm talking about them and rolling,
when it's the subject.
So there's so many different ones. But again, regardless on the problems, I guess it's more so I'm dealing with them. we're dealing with all our fucking shit, and that's kind of the point we're trying to get across here is we do have problems in our life, and we do come up against things, and we do deal with them. And I guess the biggest point for me in all of that is not sweeping anything under the carpet or the rug now. And that's straight away, as soon as there's a problem arising, I'll address it.
Yeah.
Because I know now it's so much easier to deal with it rather than to let it go because you don't want to address it and bring it up to the person or whatever. Well, then that just gets that just grows by the hour and the minute. So, understanding that you talking about shit, getting it out there and not suppressing it, and not sweeping it under the carpet because it's just too hard to talk about then. Well, I talk about it straight away now.
It's time to almost like be like, I think it's like the whole, there's got to be a flip on like, you know, it was not cool to talk about that shit. Well, you know what? I want to flip it and be like, you're a fucking pussy if you can't talk about your emotions. And
not even pussy, just it's then cool to talk about it.
Ma, you're a fucking pussy. Like, you're weak, cunt. You want weak? Well, and when I say this, I am saying this very lighthearted because I do understand. And I get there. I do understand that it can be fucking hard. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at it with that hard nut thing and be like, if you're scared to do all this, like, don't be scared of what's on the other side because I'm telling you now, it's fucking worth it. Like, don't be a pussy. Hold that shit out. Let it all out. Fucking open your mouth and I fucking promise you it'll be worth it. Like, promise you. And, you know, all these things of like, you know, be a mad cunt. They're not. I'm telling you, man, be a hard cunt. Be a fucking tough cunt and fucking start talking about your problems because that's where fucking real shit is. And the times are fucking changing. And at the end of the day, I'm fucking putting it out there, man. You got to fucking tackle your fucking problems. Stop being a fucking scared of them. And I know it's not that easy because some of them are fucking terrifying. But you've got to have that attitude that I'm telling you. You've got to be hard on yourself. You've got to push yourself like you're your own boss. You need to call yourself out and like don't hate yourself. Because that's the worst thing you can do. You got to love yourself. That is like number one thing is love thyself. Know what you're good at. Know why you're good at things. Know why other people think you're good at things and own it and just go, I'm fucking good at this and I'm going to fucking, and maybe I have been a fucking pussy about this other shit. I'm going to grab my backpack. I'm going to fucking walk this fucking hill. Like, you've got to be a hard motherfucker on yourself. And, you know, like I do. I use probably sometimes the wrong, maybe degrading words sometimes about things. But, like, that's what gets me off my fucking ass. I say this shit to myself and I do. I go, get off your ass, stop being a fucking pussy and talk about this shit. And like, I'm telling you right fucking now, it'll be the hardest thing you've ever done, but it'll be the best thing you've ever fucking done. Like,
all in one.
Like, the perfect example is with my fucking old man. And I'm probably going to fucking end it up on this fucking one, but I'm going to give you a perfect fucking example of why you need to harden the fuck up in the biggest, like, you need to harden the fuck up and not be a pussy to be a motherfucking pussy, right? So this is the fucking go. For a long time, me and my old man have butt heads. We're your classic Maltese father and son. He wants me to get a basic-ass job and work every fucking day and get a house and get a missus and have kids and all the normal stuff, which is fine. I get that. He's done that. He's killed it. He's done well in what he did, and obviously he wants that for his son. I was never like that. I was like, fuck that. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to keep doing my own thing. That's 15 years of absolute bullshit. You know, I moved out at 19. Once I moved out at 19, I literally think I didn't speak to my parents for like 2.5 years. Like, at all. There was like Christmas and shit. That was it. Like, a huge fucking waves, man. Like, this shit fucked me up big time. Fucked them up big time. And 15 years fucking later, we're here. After about 5 years of working in me old man's shed printing t-shirts and literally arguments every second thing about anything that fucking happened, he was just on my ass about shit and I was like, fuck off, I do what I want sort of deal, and just fucking consistent. Like, it was fucking brutal. You'd seen it firsthand and you could sit there and go, man, this is fucking so unhealthy.
Yeah, you could imagine like any family debate problems going on. It's just shit. It's super
And,
shit.
yeah.
And you know, I've obviously, as you all know now, me and Borgs have been friends for ages, and it was kind of, you felt it was shit for a very long
time, man.
Very long time, and you kind of pushed that away, and just those feelings, the thoughts of dealing with it, and you know, working it out was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm living. I'm 18. I'm 19. I'm fucking going to do what I want. I'm making a movie,
But
man.
even not even at 18, up until
Yeah.
recent.
Oh,
you were
it's still-
like, fuck that.
Yeah,
And that was
100%.
years.
Yeah, and it was just like I don't, you know, and like through parts of it, I tried to make different changes. I did the wrong thing. I did the right thing. My dad did the right
did
thing.
the
He
right
did
and
the
wrong.
wrong thing. We both just continually just fucked up and made, if you will, the hatred and just this fucking fire in between us way bigger. We would just keep putting fucking timber on it. Anyway, right as all this fucking COVID shit went down, I think it was probably the first week before. I'm not even sure if the actual
We were in the
lockdown.
first week still, man.
It was like first week of like you're not allowed out of your house shit, yeah,
yeah. Of the not like
of
the lockdown.
of lockdown, and I don't know what it was, man. I just had this fucking huge emotional fucking wave of shit that just come through me, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening in the world at the moment. I don't know if the fucking world's going to blow up tomorrow. I don't know if the fucking virus is going to kill us all.
But leading up to this time, for the 2 days prior, you were in a fucking shit place and not knowing why. Like,
Yeah,
you were
yeah. I was
you were
lost.
your mind was that fucking clouded, and then
Yeah.
2 days later, that afternoon, like that
That
you were
night, it just-
like, bing, come to you. I've
Yeah.
gotta go, man.
Yeah, I was just, with everything going on, I just didn't know what the fuck was going on, and it just fucking hit me, and I was like, I've got to fucking go home now. I've got to fucking tell me old man that I love him, and I'm sorry, and that's fucking it. And it was like fucking huge. Like I said that, and I said that to Schmidt, and he sort of didn't say much at the start. It was just like,
No,
whoa,
I think I was fucking
that's-
washing the dishes, and you're
Yeah.
just like, man, I gotta go. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I got to go. I feel like I gotta go. Me olds now, and you kind of asked the question like, should I? And
Yeah.
only thing I said to him, I said, man, like, yeah, you should, and if you do, I respect the fuck out of that and you and what you're about to do, because I know how much of a fucking big problem it is and an issue. And your words to me after that, proving what we said before is right, by giving your mate a little bit of props and the
Yeah.
things he does, were, well, if that's the case, I'm going to go and fucking do it.
yeah,
And you walked out.
yeah,
It's like,
pretty
there
much.
you go. That just proves.
It was just, yeah, it was. It was like that certain thing where in my head, I was like, I think I have to do this. But it was like, what do you reckon, man? And it was that sort of thing that was instantly like, fucking oath, you need to do, like,
Yeah, and like
do
that's
this.
the respect,
Yeah.
like, from me was like, that's huge, man. That's fucking huge, because I know how much of a big fucking black.
and I didn't,
hole
I
that
hadn't
is.
looked at it like that either. It was just like,
Yeah.
this is something that I need to do. Why can't I do it? I'm overthinking it. From you being like, dude, that's a huge thing to do, made me go, fuck yeah, it is. I'm going to do it.
And I think it was so easy for me to say that because I'd been around it so much, and all I wanted was it to
But-
just get along, like
Yeah.
just work, man, because
Yep.
it's so fucking good. It can be good. And
Yep.
yeah, I think that's where it's just like, man, fucking respect, fucking to you, go and do it. And
And,
it's,
yeah, anyway, I pretty much got in my car, fucking called me mum when I got in the car and was like, are you home? I need to come over and have a yarn. She's like, yeah, I'm just cooking dinner. I was like, grouse, I'll be there in fucking 10. Anyway, like, halfway there, pretty much just broke down going over it in my head. Just like mental breakdown in the car, like fucking bawled my eyes out for a bit there. Then was like, nah, righto, I got this, fucking sweet as, rolled up. And pretty much like it was fucking weird. I didn't even know how I was gonna fucking do it. I was just like, what the fuck's going on? How do I just walk in here and go, hi, I love you guys and I'm sorry.
I want a hug, and I
Yeah.
haven't wanted one for fucking years.
Yeah, like all I want is a hug, and I just want a hug. But anyway, that's sort of how it was. We just sort of like rolled in, and it sort of just happened. I was like, look, I don't know why I've had this massive thing come over me, but at the end of the day, I'm here to just say like, I love you. I'm sorry. I fucked up a bit here and there, and at the end of the day, like, fucking give us a hug. And like that's how it went down. As obviously after I started saying that, there was a little bit of emotion behind it, and I was all that sort of stuff. But I mean, we got there, and now
you know, like
now I honestly cannot, like, man, me and my old man are fucking sick.
Yeah, I
That
can vouch
one
for that.
thing,
I
like
can vouch for that.
just a fucking hug and an I love you will go so far, ladies and
To be
gentlemen.
completely honest, people, I honestly thought I'd never, ever, ever,
Yep.
ever see the fucking day.
Either did I.
Ever see the day.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think your dad's the most pumped out of all of it from it all.
Yeah,
and
you
I
can
guess
tell.
that's where you can get a little bit of like, fuck yeah, I did the right thing, or that feels good.
Yep.
Whereas like your dad said to me the next day, he's like, fuck, I even said to Shane, like the other night after he come around here, I said, you coming around here doing that shit, that's pretty impressive. And to hear that from your
Yeah,
old man talking
that-
about you,
That's what I was chasing for
was
fucking
like,
15 years.
whoa, man.
Like I was chasing the fame and all the bullshit, you know, for him to just go, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Like that
Fuck,
what
that
you
was
did the other
ballsy.
night, that's what he said. What
Yep.
you did the other night was fucking impressive. It was
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah, pretty big. That's what he did. It was
Yeah.
pretty
It
big.
was pretty big. Actually, I think it was pretty wild.
Yeah.
As he says.
That's dead.
As he says all the
that
time.
is so my old man.
On
That
you,
was
Georgie
that was
Bob.
that was pretty wow. But look, at the end of the day, like that's just my little bit of story and proof in the pudding that you can chase a bunch of bullshit for 15 fucking years and think you know what you want when the truth is what you want has literally been standing over you, probably had your back the whole fucking time, and all you did was probably flip at the bird because you were a fucking little cunt.
Yeah.
And these
That's
are the
most thing like most
we
probably-
can. It's so easy to fall into that.
Yeah.
You know. You just trust me. That one motherfucker that has your back. You
all thing,
you
not
probably don't realize yet, and you've
Yeah.
got to just take a step back and have a good look around and be like, and like, I mean, I could be, if I was talking this, telling myself this a year ago, I would be hard. I'd be like, you don't know shit. But it's literally, and it's the simplicity of just pure human contact and connect and like communication and saying like, and like having that sort of thing of being like love is a huge thing, right? And it's not like that that bullshit, I love you. It's like pure, like at the end of the day, like love, unconditional fucking love. Like I can't not, like the only reason I was angry at him is because I fucking loved him and he was me dad and I didn't have, it's a fuck fest. And like the more you can see that at the end of the day, like love is the motherfucking answer, my dudes, then I'm telling you, your life will start getting way more fucking good.
Yeah.
Way more good.
Or in
Terrible
in your situation, it might not be that love is the answer, but there is an answer.
There is,
There
yes.
is something.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's most likely in front of you.
Yep.
And always has been.
Yep.
That's where you've got to sit down, pull yourself back and go, all right, I'm going to have a think about this, try and work it out, and just start that process, because you'll be very surprised. It might take you a long time, but you'll be fucking shocked when you find that fucking deal, that it was there sitting next to you the whole fucking time.
Yep.
But if you didn't take that time to sit back and realize that, you would never have found it. So
Yeah.
start now and start looking.
And that good partner, dog. You need that good partner because, like I said, you know, like the fear is what stopped me. It was like, you know, probably in the deep of my head, it was probably always like, you should just give your old man a hug and tell him you love him. But it was like, fuck that. That's fucking stupid. Fuck that. That's what I'm going to be, fucking stubborn. I'm going to be stubborn. I'm going to be stubborn. Until there's that point where I make that decision vocally and be like, maybe I should do this. And I've got someone that's close enough and good enough that goes, that is fucking huge. Do it to a point. That gives you the confidence to be like, well, I'm going to do it for everyone now. I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for dad. I'm going to do it for my friend because that's some fucking sick shit.
Yeah.
And
and I guess doing it, I can be the story of the mate that
Yeah.
you would, you know, like you're doing it for everyone. Because before, when we'd go to your parents, when shit was bad,
it was awkward.
I was the one that I was trying to hold something up, man, for
Yep.
the both of yous.
Yep.
I was being that middleman of George's real good mate
Yep.
and Shane's real good fucking mate.
Yep.
And I was trying to middleman it and, whatever. And just if it's the smallest things of sparking a conversation when your dad walks into the shed because he had to come and get something, but there was just that fucking
Awkward.
gloom in the air that
Yep.
we didn't even talk because we could feel it. Well, I'd try and break that. And that was hard. That was at points. So now I can go to your parents with you. I don't have to fucking open my mouth. I can sit back and enjoy the fucking serenity
Yep.
around the joint and just be how it is because you're doing what you need to do and I can
Even
yeah,
just the
it's-
conversations we've had since that has happened, like, you know, like
Oh,
we'd
fuck yeah.
finish work, we'll finish work now, and my old man will get home from work,
Yep.
and like we'll just sit in the shed and have and talk about shit that we wouldn't have even gone near.
Well, I think
A
it
year
was
ago.
almost a year ago, we would have sat down and your dad would have come in and it would have been a bit of conversation, but you would have had your back turned.
Yeah.
You would have been still over at the screen printer.
Yeah, and I would have
And
just
I'd be sitting there making those conversations and you'd turn your head around every now and then and go, oh, yeah. Or like, but you still wouldn't conversate.
Yep.
Both of yous.
Yep.
You'd still be, the conversation would be through
you.
me, but for yous.
Yep.
Like yous would want to be talking to each
Yep.
other, but you're having it through me.
Yep.
And yeah, like basically pretty much what I'm getting at is fucking now that we can go there and that doesn't happen and you can do fucking what you need to do is fucking sick. So
Yeah.
it just, you know, I'm going to do this for everyone. It literally was
Yeah.
everyone that surrounds you feels the
It's
fucking
benefited.
benefits.
Yeah,
man.
mum's
major.
fucking mum's literally been waiting for that day forever.
Yep.
You know, like, so
Well, they
she's
both
huge
have,
on
man.
it. Yeah, they both have. You know, even my sister, it's like, it's a fucking ripple effect, man. Like, it really is. Like, you do something good and it just goes, and like, it doesn't, you know, it inspires. It makes, you know, like you said, that can make you go, if I'm going to do something like that. I might not be in the same position,
It might not
right?
be with my dad
Or
or
what,
a person. It
but
might
the
be
way
someone
that
else.
was attacked and the way I seen that fucking work, I'm gonna use that fucking in this situation.
And that all comes from, like you just said, it really is. It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Like you seen me go through a whole bunch of shit.
Yep.
At, you know, a year and a half ago.
Yep.
Out of rehab. And it was like, that was, as I was going through all these changes and feeling all these new feels, you were subconsciously getting that too.
Yeah.
From me doing it.
Fully. Yeah.
And then, you know, it then came time and you felt it was almost, you know, hey, I could do something for myself. Well, you went and done it and
Yep.
now you feel the benefits. And so do I after you doing that something.
Yep. Yep.
So it really does have a massive, massive fucking effect on the people that surround you and care for you. Because there's probably a whole lot of people that surround you that couldn't give two fucks for you.
Yeah.
The people that care, I think that in itself should be your personal push to make the people that care for you, that surround you, comfortable. Because fuck, it can be uncomfortable when you don't give a fuck about anyone or anything besides the fucking problem at hand. Or not even the problem, the thing that is making the problem worse.
Yeah. And on that too, like, to just surround your work out who cares, man. Work out who gives a fuck. And it's not hard. You can literally try a few little experiments on some motherfuckers, and not to fuck them over or anything, just to be like, well, I wonder how he's going to react in this situation, and bang, motherfucker, you've answered your questions, and that cunt is either trustworthy or not trustworthy. Like, simple things that people and humans do can be like, well, if that cunt's doing that to him, why wouldn't he do that to me? You know, you got all these mates and we're all sitting around in a big fucking circle and one mate's not there yet, and here we all are talking shit about that one mate till he walks into the fucking room, and then we're all like, ha 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 ha. Then I leave. You don't think they're talking about me? Like, you need to see this shit, man, and like get away from these motherfuckers that just talk shit about people, put people down, bring people down. Because I'm telling you, like, they're most groups. I've been in that shit.
Well, that's the way most people fucking deal with their shit and make their own problems feel better for themselves.
Put it
is
onto other people.
Hang shit on other people.
Yeah.
Because it's too hard, or they're too scared, or they just don't know that they need to fucking sort out their own problems. Just to not put other people down.
Yeah.
And that's all you're doing, and that can be a dangerous thing, because people start getting put down. Well, then fuck, that could be the start or the end of something.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's just
Vicious
again,
cycles.
a ripple effect on
Yep.
fucking things and people.
But you're not doing it for the good. You need to do it for the good. Every action has a reaction. You know,
Yeah, good or
everything.
bad.
Yeah, but it's like the chances are, the more good you put into it, and the more positive you put into your action, the more positive the reaction's going to be. So, I feel like I could almost leave you on that one, motherfuckers. You like work out your actions. Like, make sure they're good. Intend for good things to come from everything you do, and good things will come.
Yeah. Or
Trust.
Maybe just before you do that action, have a little bit of a think about what
Course.
the repercussions are going to be from that. And, you know, fuck, if they're good, go hard.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. Good reactions from your actions.
Fucking oath.
Well, we are. We're pushing it at an hour 30, so we can talk some shit. Fuck.
Yeah, again, drop in. Let us know if this was fucking cool to listen to.
Yeah, we had some mad props from few people over the from the last one, which we much appreciated. Few of the homies hit us up. You know who yous are. Fucking respect. Thanks for the fucking props, you mad cunts. Because it does make you feel a little bit better when, you know, mates who have probably sat around and have some of the same conversations with you can still enjoy these conversations. That means that randoms hopefully should as well, and people that are just generally interested even more curious about it. So yeah, that's hopefully the go. If anyone does have any more sort of questions, or there's certain things that you want us to talk about, drop them in the comments, find us, hit us up on anything. We're on the socials, get around it. Bloody just email us or message us, on DM us and be like, hey, next time you're on the podcast, can you talk about the chain that's hanging from the roof more? I want to know what chain you got. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's a high tensile fucking...
It's expensive,
It's
mate.
fucking super expensive chain, this shit.
But yeah, I guess, just quickly, again, like we'll say, next podcast, I want you to talk about this, talk about that. We're not here to just talk about our situation. We're here to talk about the world and what's going on, or things you want to hear about, or things you want us to touch on.
Yep.
All basis. Like, so get at us. Yeah, we're not here to just talk about depressing down, fucking how to get out of shit times. Let's maybe talk about some good times and what we've done and achieved and all that shit, or trying to achieve. But yeah, pretty much fucking let us know what you think about the new set.
Yeah,
Have a look
definitely.
at it. It's
Definitely.
fucking killer.
It's fucking...
Oh,
Well...
and in the new set, we've got a bloody table and it looks a bit bare. We're thinking about maybe putting a couple of props here, there. So if you think you've got a fucking dope prop that will look good right there or right there,
Send it to us.
send it to us. PO Box 514.
But in saying that, obviously 99.9% of viewers at the moment are just listening in on the Spotify. We appreciate everyone popping in on the Spotify and doing all that sort of stuff. If you do want to watch the visual of this and check out how dope this setup is looking, you got to jump on the Patreon and sign up to that. I think all the content is pretty much, you can get it on the broadcast tier, but there is a big tier for $50 US a month where you get a t-shirt every month. Can't go wrong. I am going to shamelessly promote the fuck out of that, because if you're into it, help support it. It's obviously going to help progress this a little bit more. There's a few little things that we do need to spend money on here to get this going. Once we start interviewing other people, we do need to buy another mixer, which we're looking at like $800 minimum. So nothing's cheap when we start doing all this shit and we do it properly. So that's why we need that support. If you don't want to jump on the Patreon and you just want to go get some new merch for winter, jump on livediefree.com, grab yourself some new hoodies or something just sick, because that's what we fucking do. And if you're just a broke-ass motherfucker, just
Jump on
share
YouTube.
our videos.
Get on YouTube.
Get on the YouTube, watch it, subscribe, hit the motherfucking bell, ding ding, and
All
look.
that good shit.
that's it.
Again, fucking thank you.
Word up. Thanks. If you're still here, we appreciate you spending your time listening to our nonsense. I hope you're getting your work done, doing your driving, whatever you're doing. We're out there. Whoop, whoop. I think that's about it. I'm just going to keep talking shit. Righto, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 2, yeah.
Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one. Whoop, whoop. My doy!